What is up, YouTube, and welcome back to another episode of Subsistence. And we are coming in one of the mornings going into November now, and I do need to sort out my inventory, as they say. As you can see, 3 bottles or canteens of clean water ready to go. We got some berries as well from some foraging I did in the previous month. Like I say, not showing as much as that. What I'm doing here is trying to put the berries in the water, because I know at some point I can make berry water. I don't think you can do it with these though, clearly, unless I'm doing it wrong. And then just waiting for that steak to cook, though looking at my stats, we're good for food anyway. Fishing wise, I'm trying to fish out my window. It don't work, as you've just seen. So I'm going to have to make myself a little pier out of my base. I'd like to be able to stand on my base next to the fire, keep warm, but be able to fish as well. Now I am remembering to close my door, because I'm not sure if the hunters will go in my house and steal stuff. So if I keep the door shut, it can't happen, right? So let's go with fishing. Fishing's nice and simple. You wait for the bobber to go underwater like that. Left click to strike, it says fish hooked, and then you just hold right click and reel the fish in. Now you have to go out to the deeper waters to actually get the fish. You can't just reel it into wherever you are. You can see I'm just playing around here, but that looks like a decent sized fish. Let's have a look what we got. Eat a land fish, and that is tiny. Never mind. Looks like a mackerel, but I definitely know it's not a mackerel. Are we going to go again? We are. So let's see what we get this time. Does it say what it is? Small fish raw. Pretty sure it says what it is, but I'm just too quick on the trigger there. And there's another one. Like I say, we did do this at the end of last episode. I actually left fishing. I didn't catch anything. So I'm not sure why or what. It was exactly the same process I'm doing. It was even standing in the same spot. So we'll land that one as well. And that's another tiddler. British word for a tiny fish caught. And that's 2. And you can't fillet them into fish steaks because they're small. So you either turn them into oil directly, or you can of course eat them, cook them directly. Now it seems that I forgot about that steak, so I'm going to burn it on her. Am I? Take the steak? No, it's burnt. Too late. I missed it by about half a second, but never mind. And yet more progress with the base, and that is the bed. We have finally made a bed. Now I was hoping that you could sleep the night. You cannot. However, you can use it to respawn. But to respawn, you need to buy respawn points, and they cost electric, and I believe it's 350 for each one. If you have a bed but no respawn points available, you will be dropped in the middle of nowhere as normal. So always a good idea to make sure that you've got respawn points if you want to spawn back at your base. Else, obviously let it run out. It don't really matter. Again, next to the wall, nice and simple. Although it's a brand spanking new bed, it looks like it's been used by some tramps. It's filthy. I don't know why it's filthy, because I haven't even used it yet, but you can see there, spawns available 1, 350 out of, and we haven't got enough. But all you do is purchase more, should you have spare electric to use. We are making progress now, even though I am the worst player at this game ever in the world. I'm making that statement right now. I mean, we have a base with a bed, so it could be worse. Okay, so I'm looking now to do my next floor. Now, I could have done the ladder hatch, but it needs metal that we don't have. So these are the proper steps required for building in base. And that, to me, is good enough. In order to do that, that means I need to take out the wooden planks, of course. Now, I'm going to use delete here, the delete key, which was dismantle, and that gives you half of the resources back. You can use the end key as well, which would move it to somewhere else. But at the minute, I don't have anywhere else for it to go, so I'm just going to dismantle it. It's easier. Now, I can't actually fit on up there, unfortunately, because I keep getting caught by that floor, so we'll need to knock that out as well. Though, looking at it, I don't know how I banged my head on that. It makes no sense in the physics of my head, unless my head is like an alien head from the Alien films. But there we go. The ceiling is the floor, so we do have a bit of height levitation now on the house. But of course, we're going to need 8 walls to make this into an actual livable area, and then the roofs as well. Once that's done, we can then move the power storage, the mass storage, and I think that's about it for now. Maybe the generator, we'll see. But get all of that up there and out of the way, and then it gives us more room to actually build things like the beds and chests and the various other things that we use regularly. So later on in the day, the temperature's dropped quite a bit. Still November. 18 degrees ain't bad though. But yeah, the temperature's dropped quite a bit, and the light has gone down quite a bit. But what I actually have done is turn my light on so we can see, and we're throwing out a crap ton of planks and therefore a crap ton of windows, or walls with windows. To cap off that top, we know we need 8, so I'm going to make 8 straight off the bat, and then if we can afford any ceilings, we shall do so. Okay, so in getting them built, I had to skip forward a little bit because the lighting was nowhere near good enough. Now I've managed to move that light. We are getting a bit of light upstairs as well, though I will raise it when we've got enough walls to do so. I've actually got 3 in my inventory, so I'll get them placed as well. Now I have done windows all the way around just because of like just the visibility, and like I say, it just looks nicer to me. I like being able to see the outside instead of just looking at walls. And at the minute I am not convinced there is any mechanics in terms of the heating. Still playing further on and later on with the doors shut, everything off. The house is still cold on the opposite side to the fire. It doesn't warm up regardless of how long I leave it, sorry. And it also makes no difference whether the roof's on or not. So there's obviously no mechanics there to actually heat the house per se. You just have to be near the heat source to stay warm. Now I'm going to move this light just up ever so slightly more, which is enough to allow it to light up that top platform as well. That will do me. And we can see everything now. And for not YouTube, it makes it a lot easier for the videos to be converted and then seen by you guys. And then, as I said, no surprise, the mass storage will go up here, and I'll chuck it in that corner. And the power storage can go in that corner. Or the middle, but it won't. It'll go in that corner so I can get, hopefully, a grow pot in between. And then we just need to move the generator under the stairs, and we're good. And with that, the base is rearranged, or as rearranged as it can be. The refinery is a little bit in an awkward place, but I can move that whenever I like. We'll get the roofs down that I can afford to. Again, it doesn't actually matter, though it does matter for the rain to stop you from getting the wet debuff, but in terms of the temperature, it makes no difference to my knowledge. And I have tested it by putting a full roof on, and it still didn't warm anything up, so I'm going to leave it as is for now. And just a slight edit there on the base. I've moved the refinery straight over to the opposite side and pushed the bed up to that wall close to the water. Now that is where I'm going to leave it for now. That looks nice to me. Again, if there is any issues with the way I'm building the bases or any mechanics that I am missing, please do let me know. Because winter is a-coming and I'm not sure if I'm ready for it. Okay, so another successful bit of foraging out from the base, and looking in my inventory, actually we have accidentally enough items to make the first antidote that we'll make for this game, actually, never mind series, and once and for all get rid of that annoying debuff that is the poison or infection, whatever it's supposed to be. To do it, you need 5 kelp, you need a liver, and I believe it's 3 of the medical herbs. And there you go, drinking that, getting the achievement because it is our first, and the poison is removed. That will allow us now to cap out on our health and on our stamina until we get infected again, of course. And if we do, then I don't know how long it will take me to fix it this time, because getting the algae is a pain in the backside, to be honest. The others aren't that bad. The medicament plants are easy to find. The livers aren't that rare of a drop, unless I'm wrong, but I'm getting quite a few of them. Well, at least I'm getting one for every sort of 2 wolves that I kill. So, reasonable, I would say, personally. So the next item on my to-do list is a grow plot, whatever. Basically, a box of soiling. So I need to make that to get some of the seeds growing that I have. Now, cotton is one that I'm interested in for upgrading various armors and making me winterproof, or more winterproof. But also then there's the vegetables and stuff that we struggle with quite a lot. Now you can see they are full at the minute, and that is basically just berries I survived on. There is an apple that you can see I've got, but that was just from a loot crate. It's the berries that I've been feasting on, and the odd carrot. But I did turn the first original lot of them into seeds. Now I'm just eating them as I'm getting them, so as soon as they pop up I press E on them and eat them to make sure that that stays there. The grow plot is now done though, so we'll get that built. Pretty sharpish, nicely done. And then of course that's going to go upstairs because it's huge, a lot bigger than I thought it was. So for now we'll stick that right there in the center. It needs light, it needs water, it needs fertilizer. The light, I've got no ceiling, so that's fine. Obviously we are in winter, so it's not getting as much light as it could, but the upgrade to give it a grow light is far too expensive for me. Fertilizer is just ash, and we have nearly 600 of that, as you can see, so that's not going to be a problem. And then water is just water. Now you can put dirty water in it. You don't need to clean the water for the plants. As far as I'm aware, it doesn't show that it makes any difference. And there we go, full of fertilizer, full of water, and full of seeds. So just knocking one out there. So what we got, 3 tomatoes, 2 onions, and 3 cotton. Now I've got no idea how quick they grow. We're going to find that out together. And I can imagine that the fact that it's winter means they're not going to grow as quick as they would in summer, because the light level, you can see there's 55%. I hope that that can go higher than that in summer months, but we'll have to wait and see when we get there. We're going to have to weather the winter first though, and we are in December now, so I expect in the next month days it really to start kicking in, and by kicking in I mean the lakes freezing and the negative temperatures hitting us hard. Coming back a little bit later and checking on the plants, you can see they're about a fifth grown. Needs more fertilizer and the water's running out, but you also can see that I am in fact poisoned and that the base looks like crap. That's because I got attacked. Unfortunately, I have not got that on video, but what is certain is that you can actually be infected just by being attacked, it seems, because that's what happened to me. And there is no way I'm going to put the effort in to get the algae at the minute. Plus, the lake is frozen solid. Now, I can break a hole in it with the axe to fish or get through the ice, but I'm not sure how easy it is to get back out of the ice again. I do actually have 5 kelp in my inventory actually, so all I would need is a liver. I would have the medicament plant, so technically I could heal myself, but whether I do or not is a question for past me, I guess. It is starting to cool down now, even in my base with the fire going. You're talking 5 degrees and below. Now my outfit's good for up to negative 1.2, and after negative 1.2 I will start to take damage. And yes, cleared off that infection with a basic antidote again. Just in time actually. I was about to lose one of the kelp to rotting away. Now I thought I was being clever and putting these animals down in my base, so a chicken and a rabbit, and then they stay alive and I can just kill them when I need to, but they do in fact disappear. So you do need to make the rabbit hut or the chicken hut. It's the animal hut. So I do need to make that. I haven't got around to it yet, but note to self, don't leave them in the base, just kill them and eat them. Like that. Because otherwise you will lose them. I don't know where the chicken went. I'm pretty sure it didn't fly out the window, but who knows, and it's never to be seen again regardless. Also, just as a note as well, I don't believe I've mentioned it previously, I have indeed managed to make the rifle now as well, which doesn't do as much damage as the shotgun, what does at close range, but what it does do is decent damage at much longer range than the handgun and has better aiming capabilities. So I'm hoping that when I'm defending my base by somebody coming into it, I'll be able to survive better there. But also what I've been struggling with is when I'm coming back to my base and it's under attack, now I can snipe them from far away. Previously the handgun I was missing, the shotgun's no good, and the bow just, yeah, I can't land that. At the minute all I can kill with a bow is chickens. I'm still not able to kill rabbits quite yet. So let's try out these heat packs. I've made 3, so I'm going to use 1 and leave 2 behind, of course. It seems they last for about 2 minutes, give or take, and it doesn't seem to show any stats that I can see anyway about what it actually supports. Obviously I can only go down to -1.2. It looks to me like the heat pack just makes you immune to the negative temperatures while it's on. So I have been out in, as I am at the minute, -3, but I've also been out at -9 and it still didn't do me any harm. So I can only assume at the minute that the heat pack is just 2 minutes of immune to the temperature. So what I'm doing here in this blisteringly cold -3-degree snowstorm is getting wood to keep that fire going. With the poison off me as well, you can see my health, although it's a little bit lower, it's still reasonable. Certainly better than the 59 it was capped at with the poison. And these are their magic winter berries, rose hip berries, and I immediately eat them to keep that topped up as well. So like I say, vegetables and fruit seems to be the most difficult thing to get up. Stacks for me anyway so far, because the meat, obviously there's always stuff around you can kill. There's a rabbit there to the right, but no doubt if I tried to kill that with a bow I would miss. I am actually going to try, so let's see if I'm right or wrong. I killed it. Wow. I call myself a liar, and I was actually there. Amazing. I think that's the first rabbit I killed with a bow, so yay to me. Anyway, loot crate here. Some scrap metal, which is proving very vital moving forward. That's the one thing I usually have to go out looking for because I've run out. And more wood. Just bring you back actually because I've killed yet another rabbit. No, that's a chicken. But then I realised there's a base here. And unlike the rest of the bases that I'm used to, this one actually has 2. So using my rifle, I'm yo-yoing around there. Nicely done. Actually, no, there is 3. So there is a campfire, no base building, but 3 hunters that I have to deal with. Now, this rifle is doing a decent job, though I am out of ammo now, so I need to do something about that very quickly. And I don't know why I leave the safety of the trees. It's just something that I like to do, apparently. It's kind of a YOLO fact, right? So that's 2 down. 1 to go. I am bleeding. My health's around half, but as I said, this is a perfect reason for the... Oh, and I just used a bandage, so it's like I know what I'm doing. He has got armour on, but he's only using a handgun, and I'm using the rifle that's got much better aim and much more damage. But now we've switched over because I've run out of those bullets, so there we go. That was a neck shot. Brutal. So there's some resources and some actual ores in there as well, which is nice. Some cogs and some wood there as well. I think it was a nice stack of wood actually to say I needed wood. There's my chicken that started all of this. And finally a little bit more wood. And then we'll just nip over to their campsite. There is a chest. Fortunately you can't steal the wood off the fire, but what you can steal is the ash, and that is a good fertilizer for my plants. So we'll get this and then go back to base and reset all the resources. Oh, and of course some fibre. ×2. So with everything in the base sorted and everything put away that needs to be put away, and any ammo I've made, you can see I've managed to get some more rifle ammo, but it's expensive and that meant I couldn't make any more shotgun ammo unfortunately, so I've got 1 there. I realised that you can actually fish in these holes as well just by pressing the E button in there. And of course it's the same principle as before. You see that little speck, that doesn't mean anything's bitten it, it just means something, I'm guessing nibble. But that is a bite, and then it's the same principle. Reel her in until she gets to the hole, and then you can land the fish as normal. And that is a beautiful looking pike. We'll try and see if we can get anything else. I've got quite a lot of grub, so I'm not too worried about the tackle side of it. And yes, for those eagle-eyed viewers that have noticed that I am poisoned again due to that fight with them 3. So yeah, I'm not sure about the whole getting rid of it. I think I'd rather just manage me out because it's just too much hassle. I seem to get poisoned far too quick, and it's just not worth it in my opinion. Although it is worth it to have the full health, but of course you have to put a lot of work in, and this time of year when going for kelp is almost impossible because of the frozen ice and the cold weather. I think I'll just try and stock up maybe through the spring and summer next time and see how that goes. I did manage to land another fish, so we'll get that in. Tiny little tiddler again, and get back to the base, though there is a wolf waiting for us at our front door. And the only way you deal with wolves is the one shotgun bullet you have left. Dealt with. Make a mess of him, get what we need to get from him. There's a stake there as well, but we do need to wash our hands. I don't actually think we need to because we're already poisoned. We can't get double poisoned, but it's best to do it just in case. But we are at time now, so that's going to be it for this episode. So thank you very much for watching. If you like the video, please click like. Any comments are welcome. Subscribe for more. Take care. Goodbye.